So the next thing that we're going to do, we just calculated our mileage cost in video number 1. We remembered how important it was to use the equal sign. I'm actually going to zoom in just a little bit more so that you can see right here is a very important place because this is my formula bar. So when I click in an individual cell, this formula bar is the cell, is kind of like the answer. So next formula that we're going to work through is called total cost. Hopefully you know that the word total means addition or adding something together, aka sum, like we did with our totals last week. But I have two things. I have two types of cost, maintenance costs and mileage costs, and I want to add those guys together. So I'm going to begin by clicking the equal sign, and then I'm going to click on D4, which is the first number in my maintenance cost column, then plus. So on a Chromebook, my Chromebook's over there, your plus is directly to the left of your backspace key. So finding these mathematic keys is important. It's the same place where equals is though. So just use shift and then you can have that. And then next is E4. You could also just type in equals D4 plus E4 and have the same result. So again, equals D4 plus E4, then enter to see the results. Go ahead and pause me, of course, and do that now. That's kind of like the way this is going to go. I'm going to show you, then you pause, then you do it on yours. I'm going to show you, then you pause, then you do it on yours. Next, we're going to have our total cost per mile. So that formula is going to be equals our total cost, which is F4, divided by our miles driven, which is B4. So again, the formula is equals F4 divided by B4. And I'm just clicking on those or typing them in and then enter. So I have 3 new formulas that I inputted in myself based on the data on this spreadsheet. So I'm going to go and select them. I just made a selection of all my new ones. Again, that's just hovering with my mouse directly in the middle of E4. Click and drag to the right and let go. E4 through G4 is my new range. And then on the bottom, I have my fill handle that we've used many times now. Your fill handle is that filled in square. Hover, click, drag straight down and let go. Okay? Hover, click, drag straight down and let go. Now, I have a few issues with this set of numbers. As far as what the numbers are, they're correct. How the numbers look is another situation. If you remember from Walk and Rock, you have a certain place where you should have your dollar signs and where you should not have your dollar signs. So remember, your dollar signs are to be put on your first row of data or numbers, and then your total and below. We'll fill in this total, high, low, average in a moment, but I need to go ahead and select the range that is not included in that. So these numbers are not the first row of data. They are not the total and below. My range that I'm specifically selecting is E5 through G12. So go ahead and select those numbers. And then your pattern, look up here at the top, please. Format, number, number. Format, number, number, and then let go. And then you can see that cleared off the dollar signs for that area. Be nice if we can just toggle this guy, but it won't toggle. It would in Excel though. All right, next, we've finished our 3 new formulas. We used our fill handle to drag them straight down. The next part of this is to calculate your total, high, low, and average, which I know that you've done before. So total, high, low, and average. You're going to click over here and go back to your Sigma, drop down and choose sum. Select your range, let go. Remember, this is your original set of numbers. So for this particular spreadsheet, that's going to be B4 through B12, and then enter. Next is our highest, which is the same thing as max. Over to your Sigma. Keep getting myself in the way. Sigma, max, selection, not including the total, enter. And then next we have our lowest, drop down here, min, selection, enter. And then finally, last but not least, we have our average. So sigma, average, selection, and then enter. So main thing to remember on this particular part, I know this is basically review, but the main thing to remember is that we do not include our original or our totals. Let me zoom back out so you can see everything. Excuse me. So I do not include my totals when I'm going and selecting my range. I need to select these new numbers. So again, hovering in the middle, dragging straight down, and then I'm going to fill handle to the right to fill in, whoops, I went too far, to fill in all of these numbers. So one more time on that. I'm going to make a selection, fill handle across, and let go. One more thing before I end this video is that your total of your total, which for this particular spreadsheet is going to be G13, that's not a viable figure, so you'll take that off. So take off your total of your total, or for this one, G13. Go ahead and do all of this now, and I will be back to you in the next video, which is going to be police sheet 3.